Welcome, deviant drivers, to another episode of A Drink with a Driver. Hope everybody had a relaxing Labor Day. I'm joined with Junkai and Maddie G Man.
Maddie G Man. It was a good Labor Day. How was yours?
Relaxing,
Yeah.
played a little, just like some Fallout, and took a nap.
When did the wife get home?
Oh, she got home yesterday.
Yeah, you've been running solo since what, Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she left me with a bunch of these frozen dinners, which are actually really good, and this is surprising.
Here we
They
go again.
are they're Gordon Ramsay
I'm
frozen.
not waiting on you, by the way.
It's
Go
whatever.
ahead. Continue talking though.
They are excellent. They are so good.
I think you've told me that once before. So uh Maddie G, we got our last season winner on. We thought that was appropriate to do. We had the GR4 winner with Deeds last podcast. It's been a long time since we've had a podcast, and now we had GR3 winner from last season. His first season as a winner. Love us. How you feel about all that?
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
just
happy about
cool.
wearing the number one.
Yeah.
I never thought I had a chance in hell to win.
I mean, so many different things happened last season that, everyone had to develop strategies around. It was a very tough car bank. We talked about that. The fuel was definitely a challenge for everybody. And regardless, I mean, at the end of the day, you still had the points. So nobody can take that away from you. So, I mean, Sunday Cup winner, multiple different times, Group 3 now as well, plus a lot of the other ones. So, I mean, heck, dude, you're sitting at the top. So, congratulations. And we all hate you.
Well,
Yeah,
I think fuel's been a difficulty. It's we didn't change that setting. It's still a challenge this season. We'll talk about it.
we shall talk about it. Yeah. So I'm drinking because my Labor Day is not over yet, just like nobody else's. So I'm drinking Jefferson Ocean Rye Double Barrel Rye Whiskey aged at sea. So they actually put these barrels on a ship, and it kind of sits in the harbor and just kind of jostles around. Um, Cool little gimmick. Love the bourbon. Doesn't matter. We're gonna go to town on it. So, Levis, what do you have? Kool-Aid packets or what?
Well, listen, you know what team I'm on, so I had to break out the dew,
Yeah, I figured.
the
I figured.
finest. You know,
I figured.
cheers out to my team. They're an awesome bunch.
Yeah.
So
Who's
I
on your team? So we've got let's
got P
see.
Money,
Yeah.
S Dog,
Yep.
and Man Golden. So
Yep.
I stopped at the
Okay.
Wawa yesterday, got a Baja Blast for this moment.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
they're great. Epic.
Merck's drinking Coors Light, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do.
Well, Glevis, to your win last season, congratulations. I know we all, said that in the Discord, but man to man, that's awesome. I was happy to witness that. I really wanted to run your ass down at St. Croix. That was going to be epic. It's a shame that race ended up the way it did. And then honestly, I know we talked about it at the end of the last podcast, but you and I running at Nürburgring was exciting. It was clean. I was able to kind of anticipate all your moves, your breaking points. We were like nose to tail for lap after lap. And your strategy beat me, so congrats on that. But I mean, that was just enjoyable. I didn't care where I ended up. It was just a fun ass race. Um, you know, so
It was, and I've not coming from the super season. That was the main difference. Is that season it was all about catching up because of the mistakes I made. It was always
mhm.
when I was going to make a mistake, hopefully before the safety car, and then just basically praying I was able to catch up because I was new to wheel and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
And this was the first season fully I could actually drive around others and not be like, I'm going to miss the breaking point and take them out with me. So it was much more enjoyable being able to at least compete with anyone, regardless of where I was in the field.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I mean, we all knew it would click at some point. I mean, it's clicked for Zen really well. I mean, he just took pole this season for this first race. which he hasn't been on pole taking first place. I can't tell you last time he did grab first place, for pole. So I mean, he's getting into the groove. Obviously we're going to talk about it, but I mean, it's just cool to see different people up at the top, kind of like where we're sitting right now. So it's just been enjoyable. But before we get into all that, Glovis, everyone knows you for your mind and screwing around with PD and trying to make GT7 something it's not, because GT7 won't let us do it. So you find unique ways to do it. Are you cooking up anything new? Do you have anything on the horizon? Just brainstorming? Like what's on your brain?
I do. Well, we also got the Christmas race coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be an annual thing, so we have multiple weeks off. Solely throughout the idea of the Secret Santa. So that we're gonna look at that, and then a relay race and a chase 1v1 tournament could be in
Okay.
the works. We got a lot of off seasons, so we got a lot of time to perfect this. But I'll keep everyone entertained.
Well,
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of time, downtime, because when GT3 wraps, it's gonna wrap right there before Thanksgiving. And we wanted to get it over before Thanksgiving because then everybody's got, plans for holidays and everything. So we're gonna have quite a while until the next season of GT starts, to kind of fill with some things. So if you got suggestions for fun things, we have suggestions for them there. Drop your suggestions for Glovis. If you got some ideas of things for us to do, I'm sure we got plenty time to make up some stuff.
I like the relay idea. Like, I think your teammate's sitting there, and then you crush into them, and then after you hit them, then they can go.
Yeah, and you can
You
do
can't
it
crash too hard though.
Why not? Keep minor
Because if
damage
you
on.
if you crash your teammate before he even starts, then you're gonna make
Well,
it
that's the
harder.
point. That's the point. Like, all right, so do I come in as square as possible and hit you as hard as I can, or do I come in and just nudge you so you don't have any damage? But I think it all depends on where you're positioned. I mean,
what
if
track it
I'm
is too. Yeah.
right, and I mean, if Glovis is my teammate and you and I, Merc, are neck and neck, I'm gonna bump the hell out of Glovis and see if I can just get lucky and launch him out there. You know? But I think you don't move until you get hit. I think that's a brilliant idea. That'd be fun as hell.
I also think with that, you could even do it with multi-class and bounce
Dude,
power
I
in the
was
same
just
car.
thinking that.
So you can do like who's your strongest leg in Group 1,
Right.
and then you could do, well, what if we put our Group 1 first, then try
Right.
to get out of the pack, and there's so many ways you can do that.
Yeah. No, that'd be awesome. I mean, you could do it, just start off with Group 4, and then Group 4 bumps into Group 3, and then Group 3 bumps into Group 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust you because every time we get involved, we screw it up. So we're going to let you do your thing and all that. Getting back to the Secret Santa thing, obviously Sully brought it up in Discord this week that he wanted to make liveries for other people. Has any of you watched that stupid MTV show where your friends make a tattoo for you and you get it like tattooed on your body and you don't know what it is until you like get in front of the mirror and it's just horrific tattoos?
No, a real tattoo?
Yeah. Yep.
Who would agree to that?
Who would agree?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's for MTV. I mean, the only one that I've seen kind of trickling across Reddit was this one guy had a tattoo his buddy put on his stomach, and his butthole is the guy's belly button. So he like takes his shirt off, and Merc, I'll send you a pic. Like if you want to put it in here, he's
Don't put it in
absolutely
here.
he's absolutely mortified when he looks at it for the first time. Like he just looks, and his friend's like looking back at him. So it's like his butt, his belly button, and then he's just like looking back at him. It is absolutely hilarious and horrific all at the same time.
Oh
But
my God.
Charlie was talking about making liveries for other people. Like I would love to make a livery for Merc. I would love to make liveries for quite a few of the guys. So could have fun with that. Silo, even though he probably wouldn't race, if I was able to convince him to, I would love to make one for him as well. Just going back a few years on that one.
It'd be a good way to like jokes on people. Like Mercs would be something about running out of gas.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
something
I
along.
mean, There'd be
There's
gas
something
tanks
like
all
all
over
about that.
the place. I'd take it one step further and actually just put someone in a truck behind them to help refuel them and whatnot.
We could
So
get Slido to get the decals of everyone's of our faces, and if I have someone who's been on the podcast, just put their face all over it.
that would be fun. That would be fun. So we did talk about this. Merck and I've talked about this. We haven't talked about it anywhere else about the potential for just a legit Secret Santa within Discord.
I'd do that.
You know, set a limit. You know, it's got to be a minimum of like, I don't know, $35, $50. You know, I think if we announced it now, give everyone enough time that, you know, it's not breaking the bank or anything, but I
Well,
think it'd be
no,
a
at
cool
the
little
end of the
idea.
week. So I'll that sounds fun. I'll do it. I've been hanging out with you guys for a few
Well, that's what
hours
I'm
every
saying.
week for 2 years.
Right, exactly. I mean, might as well buy some damn gifts. Yeah, so no, I agree. I think it'd be cool. But we haven't even talked about it. We want to kick off sport first, or do you want to kick off GR3, GR4?
You want to do the trivia first?
What? Oh, that's right. Okay. So once again, Glovis with his brilliant mind hit us with this just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Glovis, explain it. I'm gonna get my pen and paper out.
Yeah.
So I thought there was one point I asked you guys a long time ago to give questions to trivia these two on the Discord for the podcast. But I kind of forgot all those questions. But I do have our racing numbers handy. So we're going to throw out some numbers and we just do best of 5 to see how well these guys know you. And if you were once on their team and they're a captain, shame on them.
Oh God.
So just putting that out there.
I'm not prepared for this.
I'm not prepared at all.
Oh man. Does anyone need radon testing for their home? I'm trying to divert. Let's pull the band-aid off. Go ahead. Let's do this.
All right. Who is number 19?
Shit.
We're keeping it to ourselves, right? And then we're gonna.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
We could do that. You write it down and then just give me the go ahead.
Please ask me my own number and Merck's own number and see if we get it right.
All right, that's our first. We'll go 44. Let's go number 11. A lot of good choices here.
Yeah.
Let's go 21.
Damn it. I was hoping for another number other than 21. I know another 20 driver.
And we got one more, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got one driver down so far, and that's it.
I know.
I've got numbers, and that's it.
Let's go with, and then lastly, we'll round it out with number 15.
All right. So the only one I remember like off my head is Chaoticas, because I just think Jeff Gordon when he's driving around the track. I know Merckx.
Good start.
Right. I know Zen's. Yeah, the rest of these I'm kind of screwed on. So hold on. Let's got to give me a minute here.
Yeah.
Oh, 19. Okay. I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to guess that Glovis is one of these. I might put Glovis for all 5 of these.
I will be very upset if you do not know my number. Very upset.
I'm going to put
considering how many times I posted my car.
I know. That's the bad part.
I know.
Oh crap. Yeah, you've posted it a lot. The whole bunch.
Very upsetting.
Okay. So let's start with 19, I guess.
Who do you guys got for 19?
All right, who's going first? This is gonna
All
be
right,
so
I'll go
wrong.
first. I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
I'm picking This shot in the dark. I'm picking Dirksey for 19.
I picked Preston.
All right. That was Saito.
Shit.
Preston's number 5. You should know that by the massive number 5 he had on the side of this car this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, remember? That's why he
Dirksey,
doesn't remember it. It was too small.
I couldn't see it.
Dirksey is 86. So
Oh crap.
Yeah,
That's right.
I knew Dirksey's because
He's
his
one number
well,
after
you didn't
me.
know Dirksey.
yeah. Mhm.
Oh, well, June kind of didn't know Dirksey. All right. What was the next number?
44.
44. Merc,
All
you
right.
go first.
I'm going with Glovis.
I'm going Floody.
44 is huge jar.
Damn it.
For Hamilton, specifically, he's mentioned that.
We're 0 for 0.
Oh god.
Okay. I'll give other numbers afterwards so I don't take away if you've already guessed them. The next one was because I don't remember which ones I've said. I just got the number.
Next number is 11.
All right, what do you got for this one?
For 11, I'm doing, you know what? I'm going to do Glovis the rest of the way. Glovis for this number. I'm saying Glovis.
I
Writing
went
it
with
down.
Berman.
It is Berman.
Damn it. Nice one, Merc. Nice one.
Yes, I got 1 point.
Crap. All right. Next
All right,
number
the
was
next one was
21.
number 21. I'll go first with this one. Camzilla.
That's kind of where I was at with it. So I'm gonna stick with Cam as well.
Cam is 20.
Damn it.
Tito Sky is 21.
Oh,
God.
well, that means my next guess is wrong.
Your next one was 15.
15 is Glovis.
I'll go with Glovis on 15.
All right. 15 is Merck's teammate, Timid.
T Deeds.
And that was Junkai's teammate last season.
It sure was.
So his ears are ringing right now wherever he is.
Oh, 0 points all around. Glovis, what number are you?
I am 10.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Do you think you could name any in the top 10?
I mean, I used to be able to, but that one's no longer with us. So that was the only one I could really name off the top of my head. Yeah, like I said, Katica I remember is 24.
I always remember Dirksey's because Dirksey had the same number as when we were in that last league as I had.
What's your number now?
46.
Oh,
Oh,
I remembered yours being 86 from the last league.
yeah. Well, yeah, it was. That was in the last league. Mhm.
And Zen is what, 81, 84?
He
He's like
is 83.
84, 83.
83. Okay, I was
It
close.
seems there's a good portion of people who chose their birth year. Maybe. I could be wrong. I guess. But
85 was my football
that's
number.
my guess is why all the numbers in the 80s are wrong.
Yeah, 85 was my birthday number.
Well, I wasn't born in 1946.
Not birthday number.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're aware. So we suck at that game.
Okay, moving along.
I mean, I could be a jerk, but no, I'm not going to. I will. There's really nothing I
ahead.
could say.
Go
I was going to
ahead.
say most of these guys are Group 4, but at the same time, like Curious Guy's been with us since the beginning. Deeds was on my team. You know, Saito's a mod. Huge Jar's been with us forever. Berman, yeah. We suck. What do you want me to say? Your games suck too.
All right, so let's start talking with GT3. This was the inaugural weekend for season 3.3. It was at Blue Moon Bay, A circuit, which is a new circuit that we haven't run before with the GT series, and we ran it at night. So this one for everybody. GT3, I think ended up being about 50 laps, wasn't it, Glovis, or 51?
Yeah.
And I think GT4 is about 48. It felt like an endurance race for everybody. But let's talk about GT3. And Glovis, tell us, go ahead, you lead us off. What did you think? How'd the race go for you?
A lot better than I thought at qualifying. I mean, me and you qualified at the back right next to each other, so we were hanging out. But during the week, I was putting down good times, and then the morning of, I put down laps, and I was like a second and a half slower. I was like, here we go, like whatever, not gonna freak myself out. And I stuck to the strat with Preston. Um, and in safety car, we didn't even catch up until it went in because it was real clean before that. We knew everyone was going to fly by us because of what we were doing. Let that happen, and then after the safety car, it was just one pit on mediums and to the end. And I saw you were one of them, but three people in the same turn that 90-degree to the right. That's a lot sharper than you think. Right in front of me, just wipe out. And it was just a matter of just not wiping out. And then I found myself pitting, took not enough fuel, and that led to me getting passed by Dirksey and then Zen pushing Nismo across the finish line. But overall, it was a clean race. Not a fan of the nighttime, even though that was kind of my doing, choosing that.
Yeah, the
But
nighttime was tough. I mean, it was totally different from even the other times when you've driven the car on that track. We've never done it at night, and you lose a lot of that depth perception of what turns coming up, and it just kind of is there. I didn't have a very good race. Yeah, I did crash in that 90-degree. I was running side by side with Don't Need Time.
yeah, it
At
was
one
right
point.
next to him.
Yeah, and then I just lost it coming out of had a little tank slapper coming out of the curve and went to the back. So, and I think he ran out of gas because I caught him on the last lap and passed him. I think he was either out of fuel or fuel saving. Um, I almost ran
It's
out of
tough
gas once.
with how many laps.
Yeah.
There's so many safety cars to plan for, and uh, there's way too much going on. But it was a
So,
good. It was a good start to the season.
so Glovis, well, first off, that track, as you said, it sucks at night. It's not well lit at all. Every track that we've done at night, except for Alsace, has been very well lit in the most part. So this was definitely a challenge. Um, Glovis, you said you were doing something pre-safety car. What was that?
Uh, so as you know, the Corvette fuel sucks.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. So we went 17 laps on hards and then softs beforehand, just to get the hards out of the way and at least try to put down a fastest lap, which didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the time the safety car lap started, my softs were completely red and could not catch up to the safety car. Like that kind of hurt us a little bit because me and Preston were within 2 seconds of each other the whole first 24 laps. I mean, he just switched to wheel. He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
He was practicing all week. I can't believe how fast he is already because I know the struggle of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it sucks seeing everyone go by, but it was just a matter of, stick to the strategy.
So
Sticking.
preparation wise for the two of you, this season being the first season that you've had to run both compounds, hard and medium, how did that factor into your strategies? Because in sport, we're not paying attention to tires right now. We're just focusing on getting the safety car right. So for us, it was just run and gun, right? But so how did that play into your strategies of knowing you had to touch each compound?
Well, with this, there really isn't much a reason to use softs anymore, just because the such a low lifespan. Unless you're kind of cutting that, like, oh, you need to pit once after the safety car, but it'll either do you want to stretch it on hards and fuel save or medium, so something in that order of you have like a 6 lap window. Like any other track would be 3 laps, but so we just want to get hards out of the way, start on it, which seems what most people did watch when I watched the replay back today. So that was the main idea, was just get out of the way and then just kind of get the safety car and go from there.
Yeah.
So I think out of all the strategies I put together, every single one had hards before.
Mine did. It was every strategy. We started on hard. Well, it was just me. Started on hard, and then it was mediums there on out. The strategy wasn't hard to build. It was just a lot of them, and trying to then kind of work in the safety car and fold it in there there was a couple there safety car where I had to go off pitting. I couldn't pit with the safety car or 2 laps before it because there was no way to make it on the fuel to the end, so I just had to kind of bypass it. But other than that, it's pretty much it's just making hards required every race. I'm sure there's going to be some tracks that are going to be requiring more hard tire just from being aggressive tracks that the mediums will wear out a lot quicker than this particular one.
Yeah.
Half of it being a straight.
So tire wise, what were you guys getting for each compound? Like how many laps were you getting?
I mean, I could get a full fuel run out of the mediums. Plus, it was at night, so it was cooler too. So this isn't probably a very good gauge on, some of the other tracks that are going to be hotter. The temperature, I don't think was high at all.
Yeah, but what were you getting?
Lap wise, I was
Yeah.
getting 14 laps out of a fuel run.
So mediums you can get 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glevis?
So it was 14 on mediums, then 17 on hards. If we could push the field that far, then softs was like,
Yeah. Were you fuel saving to get that 17, or do you not
oh
want to
yeah.
tell us? Okay.
But I still do the thing with I beat the crap out of the tires. That's something I got to work on. So
Yeah.
like I know before the safety car, my front was completely red on softs, and Preston still had about quarter left. So something I'm doing is wrong, but
Well, that's always been my Achilles heel too, is my tire wear. I mean, running with Merck and Chaotica and all those guys, they typically always have better tire wear than what I do. I have usually faster laps, but they get more tire wear. So it's kind of, finding that balance of what works for you. But yeah, I murdered the hell out of them, so that's on me.
because I try to drive every lap like it's my last, and then
Well,
kill
exactly.
tires.
I'm the same way. Like,
Well, we
track
could just kind of
limits.
we can kind of fold GT Sport in since you guys were all driving GT3
Mhm.
cars. We'll just kind of
Yep.
fold it in right here. And for those that don't know, Junkai stepped over to GT Sport, which is a spinoff league, to kind of head that up for some newer drivers. And he took it upon himself, maybe not the best decision of things to do, but he left the car decision up to us for the Wheel of Death.
Yeah.
There were some options on there. I think, well, you just go ahead and tell it what happened.
Yeah. So I was at work, working from home, and there's chatter on Discord, whatever. I'm just keeping up with it, whatever. And someone had made reference to a car, and someone else made reference to a car, and we were going back and forth. And I was like, screw it. You know what? You guys can just pick my car. I don't care. And then it went from there. And then I opened up the thread with the heading of Screw Junkai car selection. And I mean, it didn't matter what the title was. I could have titled it Be Nice to Junkai, which would have been even worse. You guys would have come after me anyway. So I got a couple good rides out of it. Glovis propped up the Corvette. Preston did the Z4. Zen put up, what did he put up to begin with? I think the Viper, or no, there was something else he put up. But ultimately, the car list was Z4, 2 Jags, 2 Volkswagen Beetles, 3 Silhouettes, a Lancer, and the DBR9 or something like that. And I wanted the Lancer just because, like I said, I feel like you can beat the hell up out of that car. It's not fast, it's not slow, it's middle of the pack. But I mean, it's easy to learn, and it's very forgiving. I did not want the Silhouette. I did not want the Jag. I would have been fine in the Viper. And here I am in the Silhouette. So it is what it is. It is absolutely horrible off the line. The Porsche, the
Oh
Porsche
yeah.
passed me. Dude, I know the Porsche is horrible off the line. And when Porsche was, I think, in 4th or 5th in our league, and it passed me before turn 1, I was like, this is gonna be a rough season.
That's the thing is, you remember when I drove the Silhouette
Yeah.
on Safari, and I love that thing.
Yeah.
Like, that car was it had so much downforce. And I just remember every track I'd qualify top 3, top 4, and turn 1 I was in last.
Yep.
It was something I couldn't believe how bad it was, and you basically are faster getting out of the car and pushing it,
Right.
and then in the car.
Yeah. No, it's horrible. It sucks in that regard. So I appreciate everyone for contributing. I was a man of my word, and I stuck to it and jumped in the car. And then Chaotica, he sent this nice YouTube link the other day of this being the slowest car in Group 3. So yeah, we're gonna lean into it. I mean, there's some cool qualities to the car. Like I like the nostalgic feel of it. The shift points really are going to be a struggle. I'm going to have to figure out the RPMs and my shift points
Well, it's only a
because
5-speed, right?
yeah, I learned that too during this as well when because this track you don't need to get out of fifth gear. And well, so I thought. And so when we get under safety car, I change my fuel map to 6. I go to shift it up to 6th gear and I'm like, why is it stopping at 5? And then I was like, oh my God, this is just keeps getting better and better. So yeah, I thank all of you for that crap. But hey, it is what it is, you know. But it was the same thing for me. I was able to limp into the pits on 14 laps. I was racing. I will say in sport, we had some battles. So I ended up coming in. I had to fuel save on my first stint because I wasn't going to make it the full 14. And our safety car, we didn't pick random because again, being the first race. So I just randomly just picked 20, gave it to the guys early. I didn't even build a strap myself. I wanted to keep it somewhat equal for them and not have the advantage of building strats, as long as I have been. So I just winged it, just like they were doing. And yeah, 14 laps on mediums, 14 laps on fuel, and that thing's a struggle. It is a struggle. The top end is there eventually, but
Eventually.
it takes a minute to get there. And like I was racing with dollars per win, like pretty much all day. And I would be we'd be nose to nose and he would just in the Lambo and he'd just start pulling away. And I'm like, damn it. And I know what it is. We were talking about it in Discord. The wind here was gruesome. We had very high wind on ours.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah, even during qualifying, it was above 15. And I went into the pits. I had top on qualifying, and then I saw the number starting to drop. And like 2 guys beat me, and I looked at the wind, and the wind had dropped like 2 or 3. And so I went back out for another couple laps, got back up to 2nd. I was 4 thousandths behind dollars per win. Again, in the Lambo. It's just like the
How
irony
ironic.
of it. It's just the irony of running in the Lambo all season last season and then just losing to it hurts. It hurts deep. So I don't know, but you know, so I mean, Merc, I mean, you ended up towards the rear there. What happened?
I crashed.
What
So
happened?
I was I was running kind of side by side with Don't Need Time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going through, I don't know if it's like 3, 4, and 5, whatever those S's are, kind of, where Glovis talked about that little 90-degree kink. And we were going through basically side by side with each other through these things. And it was real clean. We didn't hit each other or bump each other or anything. And coming out of that one, I just got on throttle too early and got a tank slapper and spun around and lost a couple positions. And then I had to go into the pits. I had to make one more stop before I could make it the rest of the way. And I should have pushed it a little bit further. I was already towards the back. I should have pushed it a little bit further and gone ahead and jumped on soft tires because it would have been enough laps to be on softs. But I went ahead and I was like, I'll stick to my plan and get mediums, which, I could have gone softs. It was so cold. The temperatures were so cold that the softs were lasting a bit longer
Mm-hmm.
at night. So, um, and then I ran him down. I was dead last for most of the end until the last lap, and he was either out of gas or running fuel saving. And I caught him, I think, literally in the last turn, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Glovis, you took 7th place. How'd your
I was
race
fifth.
go overall? Who were you racing with mostly?
Preston was 7th. I was 5th.
Yeah. Were you?
Yeah, because Zen was 6th, pushed Nismo to 4th across the line.
We need to check the points because it doesn't read that way.
Yeah, it's opposite.
Yeah, we got Preston in 5th and you in 7th. So
Maybe
we
even
will we'll check our stats. Make sure we got it right.
uh, for the before safety car, I wasn't racing with anyone just besides Preston. We actually had a really
Yeah.
nice teammate switcheroo
Yeah.
to see two on each other, which that was pretty fun because we having a teammate for the full 24 first laps just right next to each other the whole time was great.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was mainly just I know I was with Floody a lot. I saw Dirksey here and there a lot. It was really hard to keep track of who I was around with the lights off.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but I know I was with Floody, I was with Dirksey, um, and partially behind Zen. Me, Floody, and Zen were in a little bit of a tandem for a little bit, and then that was kind of it.
Yeah.
So
How was the chaos of having a full lobby on such a short track? Was it chaotic? Was it pretty structured, or everything seemed to be all right? We only received one IR, so I assume we did fairly well.
it was good.
Yeah,
First runs were fun.
I think it was fine. I mean,
Yep.
the track is relatively wide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even through those S curves, you do have plenty room, and the
Mm-hmm.
track limits you can abuse horribly at that track. I mean, you can basically get all the way into the grass just about. So you got plenty of room, you know, there, and then half of it is a straightaway, and
Right.
you know that's pretty simple. So I think the difficulty is no lights, and
Mm-hmm.
they have lights. I don't, you know, if you look up, there's lights there, but they don't turn them
Pay the
on.
bill.
No,
They didn't pay the bill.
It was clean, especially in those two like back hairpins almost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like the double left and the hard right hander. There's multiple times where there'd be three cars going wide, two cars going in, especially like two cars, two rows of two going in, all of them, and it was all really clean. So
Yeah, I mean it's true though. I mean there's tons of room, and you guys have been racing with each other for so long that I mean that courteousness is there. Jumping into GT Sport, and we had 7 drivers show up, including myself. We anticipated some not being able to make it because of the holiday, which we get. So we should have an additional 3 going into next race, hopefully, if everyone shows. That'll give us our 10. But overall, like we practiced safety car. We started a little bit late just to we did one safety car round of Saito jumped out. So everyone kind of got, how it felt. And I mean, this being a short track, it actually worked out really well. And everyone was very cordial. Everyone asked questions. Um, no issues whatsoever. And everyone was very communicative. No, not a lot of chatter. But I will say this, like, Glovis, you and I at Nürburgring was close and we were racing, but it was more like I was behind you and just kind of shadowing you for a while. At this race against dollars per win, I don't know if I've raced somebody that hard for that long in a long time. And he's on a controller. He apologized ahead of time. He's like, guys, if you see my headlights flashing, like this is what I'm dealing with. And we're like, hey, when
it's like
Glovis was on the controller,
the horn analog light thing that I did.
right, exactly. But my man was flashing the lights like crazy. I was like, dude, I'm gonna stroke out over here. You keep that up. I'm gonna have a seizure. But I tell you what, man, he was running clean. It was like I would pass him on the straight on one lap. The very next lap, he'd pass me on the straight on the next lap, and it was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, I created some distance before the safety car. Was able to maintain that, got into safety car, started pulling, we battled again, and there was like 4 of us going back and forth, and it was just someone would be leading, someone behind. It was just exciting. And just dealing with that car, trying to keep up, first off, was a challenge in itself. But racing him was definitely the highlight of yesterday, and he bested me. I actually ran out of fuel about 100 yards from the start finish line. I was sitting in the pits on my last pit stop, knowing I needed 8 laps to finish. So I looked at my speedometer and saw that I had 1 lap in the tank and I needed 7 more. So I needed to get to 8. Well, in my dumb head, once it hit 7, I was like, oh, that's what I needed. Click. And then I started rolling out and I'm like, oh, crap. Like I'm screwed. So I had to fuel save. And I actually did fairly well with fuel saving. So I'm going to have to research this, do a little testing. But he he eventually ran me down. And just got around me. I was trying to keep up with them and fuel save, and yeah, it just didn't work. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, these guys, they did well, and everyone kind of grouped into their own little pack, and so they're battling each other. And it was just, just that excitement. The 3 of us have been doing this for so long. You know what I mean? And we still get our nerves and we still get all that thing. But once you get into it, we know the routines, we know the rules, we know what's expected. To hear it in their voices at the end, they're like, dude, that was freaking awesome. Like the excitement, they can't wait till the next race, the jitters going into it. Like it was cool to get that piece. I missed racing with you guys, but it was also cool to see the new guys getting their wings when it came to it and just the excitement that went with it. So it was enjoyable to see for sure.
Well, good. Let's talk about GT4. And thank you. We'll kind of give a plug here to Weibo Commentary
Yep.
for doing both of our races. That was really cool. I got to kind of kick back and watch GT4 because I didn't have any responsibilities whatsoever for that race this go around. And he did an excellent job, as he always does, and it was really, really cool to watch. Loved all the commentary, the interaction that he was doing. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, go over there. He is a member of the Discord, so go over to his channel, subscribe to his videos. He will be doing our GT races this season. So with GT4, did you guys get to watch it after the GT3 race? Did y'all watch, kind of see?
Yeah.
What I saw was like the first thing that stuck out was Larry. Did you see it? I think he's driving the Porsche, I think. Went from 4th to 1st, like
Yeah.
in the first lap. Like just took off in that car. Did just a hell of a launch.
It was good. I was really dominated at the end of the day.
Dude,
But
yeah. Aru just, I don't know if he's been practicing in
he
the
was
off
a
season,
lot.
but yeah, like
Every day was
he
different out.
he's stepping up. I mean, even getting into some of our practice sessions or some of our fun events, he's becoming a lot more competitive, I've noticed. And he's definitely one to look out for, and he definitely put a statement race down coming out like he did with the lead that he had coming into this. So I mean, I don't know. So I mean, how did each of your personal drivers do in Group 4? I think let's start there. Glovis, who's on your team, Glovis? You have Golden Oracle, who
And
had a stellar finish.
I had him and Sully.
Yeah.
So
How'd they do?
practiced a lot with them earlier in the week. I know Preston got in with Oracle. Sully, obviously, it's tough with him with work. But Sully was running up very high towards the end of the race. And then just one accident took him from, because he was, I think, in 8th. Then he caught up, got to 5th. And I was like, this is great. Like, I'm going to hype him up like crazy. I'm still hyping him up.
Yeah.
And then I stepped away for a second because the like obviously he bounces from the back of the pack to the front, middle. And I went and did something, came back, and he was on an 8th. And I was crushed.
Yeah.
But it happens with accidents. Sure, like that with all the grass around, and the high speed straight, like right at the end, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens there. But and Oracle, I know he was really down on himself, but the same thing, he's new to a wheel. I have 2 teammates that are brand new to wheel, and it is hard not to beat yourself up because Oracle was practicing all week.
Yeah, but he
the
took
hardest thing-
he took 6th place, right?
Did he?
Yeah, he took 6th place,
I mean,
Yeah.
according to our standards, which we need to actually fact
which
check.
we need to check,
All
I
right,
guess.
well, I think that's definitely right.
Yeah.
So just
Oh, look
leave
how
it
that
at
works.
So, I may have got to double check that. But
Yeah. We'll
um,
double check all of our standings here and make sure they're correct
I
before we
know
post them.
afterwards he was beating himself up. But the hardest thing is driving around other people.
Yep.
And
Yep.
also shout out to Billy Bob, in real life friend. And he was texting me in race. He was like, I can't do this, man. He was like, this is so bad. Because I got on in the morning and he was like, I just don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, dude, just like go out there, drive, have a good time.
Yeah.
And I saw him and I was like, don't expect much. Like
Yeah.
Arcane is another in real life friend. And when he started, like his first race wasn't too high. Was getting in people's ways and
Yeah.
now he's having a great time.
Yeah.
I see him on, he's practicing. He really wants to compete. He wants to get into the promotion. And obviously Billy Bob just wants to target Arcane.
Yeah.
That's his benchmark right now.
Right.
And just I would be checking my phone and I see 4 messages like I just have no clue what's going on.
It is fun though, man. Bringing your friends in, like, like when I brought Silo in, and the day that it rained at Nürburgring, he just looked at me. I'm scared, dude. What do I do? Like, and we just chuckle about it. Just wing it, dude. Throw some wet tires on, do your thing. But no, it's again, man. Like, the promotion relegation stuff was working. We had Deeds move up. We had Coma who stayed. Tex unfortunately lost comms with us and got disconnected during the race, which was unfortunate. I mean, him and Larry just talking in Discord have been giving both of them kudos for racing one another, and they enjoyed it. So, I mean, it's again, man, it's just cool to see different drivers up at the front, the promotion relegation thing working everything out, and now we got new people up at the top, So
It's definitely worked. And I know with Rudy, I mean, he didn't I know he didn't get as much practice time as he wanted to last season, and he's completely gunning for it now. I saw him on because I know he's doing well in F1. Every day he did an hour practice, and one
yeah.
one night I was on with him in Preston, and we did like an hour or something race at uh Blue Moon, and then we were screwing around. And he was like, "Oh, come on, let's practice F1," and it was like 12:30, and I was like, "Come on, like
I gotta go to
there's
bed.
F1 tomorrow. We gotta get some laps today."
So
He's going
does
for
I
it.
mean, we're early, and I know we're early, but does he break Cam's record this season?
No,
No? Okay.
That's a
I
tough record to break. That's
are you talking about the fastest laps?
Yes, fastest laps.
Uh,
that's a tough one. That is
I
gonna
agree. I agree, but
I think if he tries to,
okay.
yeah,
All right.
I know he was putting in crazy laps, hot laps for Blue Moon.
Yep.
Willow will be harder. High speed will also be harder due to the rain.
Yeah. I agree.
I think if he makes it his objective,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Because that car is a lot more capable of the uh, Volkswagen.
Yeah, I can tell you whose
So,
car it's not, but we won't go there again. So we're good.
what because he's in the Lambo, right?
He is, yes.
There's a very,
Yes.
very strong group four.
Dude,
So
Lambo's strong, and it'll be strong in the rain too. Just that all-wheel drive is going to help tremendously. I mean, Deeds can attest to it.
is a silhouette. No, it's not all-wheel drive because you're GT3.
Come
No.
on. You think
I
I'm
guess-
going
I
to
guess
have
you
any
gotta-
You got
advantage?
like 8 spoilers though. We talked about that.
Dude, yes. That thing. Okay. So building the livery out on this
That
thing.
sucks.
I've never, yeah, first off, you're right. The livery for this car is so
Terrible.
disjointed. And like, yes, I understand the rule for our number board is there for a reason, but it literally cuts up the whole damn car putting a number board on this thing, and how big the fender wells are and how sunk in the door is. Like, it's absolutely insane. But going through putting the livery on, I counted like 4 stupid spoilers on it. Like, it's spoilers on spoilers on spoilers on spoilers. They just kept adding wings.
There's more curves than a Group 1 car.
None of them are curved though. They're all
just
straight
edges.
They're all
angles.
Just edges.
bricks.
It's like a dodecagon I'm driving. God. It's got like, yeah, it's aggravating. We're gonna lean into it though. I'm gonna do my livery. I'm gonna Glovis. I'm gonna give you a hand at it, where you'll get to build out one of my liveries. But I have an idea in mind, and hopefully I can pull it off. But it's like, you know how when you're building your livery and you go to the hood and you just build out the hood. For this car, it encompasses the entire front wheel wells all the way to the tires.
I know I believe the wing on that doesn't even count the sides of the wing. It's only like the front or something. Like the full wing isn't the wing on the livery editor.
Yeah, no, it's aggravating. It's aggravating.
I'll
So
know who to call. But that Rudy, we'll keep him to it. We'll see how he does.
he's got the potential to do so. Okay, so I know Merck is itching to get to the leaderboard, and we will in a second.
He's got to talk about his group 4 guys.
Well, I know that's where he
Well,
needs
one
to
of
go
them-
next. Well, he only had one racing, I think, which
It
was
was yeah.
Billy
I
Bob.
only had just Billy Bob. Billy
Yeah.
Bob was he was running, and we talked about it before the race. I was like, just go out there. You got it. You got this.
You got a champ.
You go for it. Yeah, just
There you go.
It's like yeah, it's like yeah, you got to just like
God's
throw the kid in the
hands
pool. Just go. You'll be fine.
Yep.
But the first one's always the hardest one. So
Yeah.
he's
Absolutely.
he'll be better off as he goes to the next one. And that was a tough track to start. I mean, start a night, your first track race.
It's not gonna get better.
Night. Yeah. So he'll be doing good. And then next week we'll have T Deeds back as well as Huge Jar. So Coca-Cola should have a full team back to race.
Who picked your sponsorships between the two of you? Who picked Coca-Cola?
We all just kind of had a group chat about it, and we kind of settled on Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola owns like 9,265 companies.
Mhm.
So you can go with so many different sponsors and do a different one each time, and there's so many things to
Powerade.
play. Yeah, you got Powerade, you got 5 different soda companies. You got stuff that you wouldn't even think. I mean, I think Deeds did a whole list of stuff, and I was looking.
So
through
I
the list,
want to
like,
see Mexican Coke for one of your liveries.
Fanta, I think's there too.
Yeah, you can go
Fanta,
Fanta. Yeah.
Parks,
Fanta.
Minute Maid,
Yeah.
Mexican Coke, huh?
vitamin water.
Yeah. Or you can do vitamin water. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, vitamin water. Yeah.
Mhm.
Joe's tea or whatever that is.
Yeah. Stay hydrated in the back. Glavis, who picked your livery or your sponsorship?
Well, if you remember, me and Preston were in Group 4, Team Mountain Dew, and it's Dew Vengeance season. So we're the only ones who went from Group 4 teammates to Group 3 teammates.
Okay. Now that's a cool little
There's
dynamic.
Never an option of what our team sponsor was.
Okay.
We actually back, I think, after St. Croix practicing when we did Nürburgring an hour each day. I was like, Preston, if I'm a captain, I'm picking you. Well, I knew I was gonna be a captain, but if he wasn't, I was like, I'm picking you, and we're doing Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Colluding way before the season ended. But I said, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna team, and it's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna slap you with some sanctions, man. You can't do that shit.
So then when the draft came, my first pick was gonna be Rudy. And then Zen swooped them up right before me. So I panicked, took a car, and took Preston. And I said, you know what? Run it back with the Corvette, and we're doing Mountain Dew. So
yeah. No, that's true. I mean, you came from it last season. If anyone's gonna know it as well, it's gonna be you coming out of it. So it's still a strong car.
it is. It's fun.
Let's do the leaderboard. So GT3, and of course, apparently we may have edits that this will change. Evidently, so we'll have to check that.
This leaderboard will be very awesome. You might as well just put the new one picture up over this.
Yeah. The picture should be right. Yeah.
You're gonna want to hesitate on this one.
GT3, Cam with the win with 20 points in first. Second was Chaotica with 15, and Dirksey. Those were our top 3. So well done, guys. Good showing. Nismo takes 4 with 11 points. Preston, actually, we think it's going to be Glovis, takes 10. Zen with 9. Then Preston with 8. Boost 7. Zanshin Berman takes 7, and he took the fastest lap of the race. Komakopa with 5. Floody takes 11th with 4 points. Myself in 12th with 3 points, and Don't Need Time takes 2 points. So that is the ranking after round 1 for GT3. GT4, as we've mentioned, Rue took the win as well as fastest lap with 21 points with round 1. Arcane 15. Larry rounding out podium with 13. Lalo gets 11. Saito in 5th with 10. Golden Oracle 9. Then in 7th was Dr. Sparkle with 8. Kuroskai moving up in the Kuroskai's 8, finished 8th. So the guy that used to always brag about who last was designated for himself takes 7 points. Sully gets 6. Billy Bob gets 5. There you go, Billy Bob, bringing in 5 points.
Billy Bob.
Billy
Yeah,
Bob
we're
getting
gonna
5.
wait. I'm gonna fact check you here for a second. So I've got the live stream up. So we're gonna back this up for a moment and actually call the correct ones out. I think this is the first time this has happened. We're
Yeah.
gonna need to check the editor and see who it is. I don't want to call anybody out improperly, but according to Webo's stream, Rue first, Arcane second, Larry third, Lalo 4th, Saito 5th, Sully 6th. Hold on, let me progress the screen. Kuroskai. Oh, this is all jacked up too. How about that? Oh, it's because it's cut off from closed captioning. I've got nothing here as well. Hold on, let me turn the closed captioning off. There we go. 7th is Dr. Sparkle.
Yeah.
Right. 8th is Kuroskai. 9th is Golden Oracle.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sully and Golden need to
Okay.
switch spots.
I see what happened.
Yeah.
For both GT3, GT4, Glovis's team's drivers are flipped. Golden Oracle and Sully are backwards, and Preston and Glovis are backwards. So
It's interesting.
it's
Glovis,
interesting.
what did you do?
What'd you do, Glovis?
Oh, whoa.
Right. And then
I do the stats and the fun stuff.
Billy Bob taking up the rear. Texas Speed Stars does get points because he did start the race.
Yeah, he had a DNF. Yep.
Yeah. So
So it is correct. It's just flipped for Glovis's team.
So team points are still are correct.
Team points, yeah. So let's do run through team real quick. So first place is Team Spotify with 42 points. Second is Team Special K with 38. And then we have a 3-way tie for third, fourth, and fifth with Team Zen, which this isn't Team Zen like the driver Zen, but Zen as in the sponsor Zen. And Team Puma and Team Mountain Dew all with 27. Then there's in 6th Team Brondo with 19 and Team Coca-Cola with 8. So that is where your team point standings are as of
so right. Glovis, you being the livery editor of all of us, not including your own liveries that you created, who had the best livery this weekend?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, not all of them loaded. So if you didn't see them
suck
beforehand,
yeah, that does suck.
I would say one that stuck out, both from Chaotica's team. His Tampa Bay was real clean.
Yeah.
And the Bengals one was really, really detailed.
Dude, the Bengals was awesome. Like I loved the strip going down from the nose to the tail. I love that one. That was good.
I'm trying to think of the other Group 3 guys. It's hard to see because usually I associate the driver by the back of the car.
Yeah,
it's just leaderboard with the liveries because
you're
usually
never out front. All you see is the back.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's hard with the lights off, and I haven't recognized everyone's car yet. Group 4, I think Rudy did a real good job on his line. He did the Lions alternate helmet.
Yep.
And Oracle did a good job with our team.
Yeah.
It was tough because I didn't watch the Group 4 replay, so I didn't see a lot. Arcane's Titans won, obviously, as you could tell in the back here. Perfect.
Frickin' Golden's Mountain Dew livery that he posted, today?
Yeah.
That thing, the purple highlights in that thing are badass.
We are, this week is pitch black, or I guess the following week is pitch black. We got the whole schedule set up. So
Of
we
course
got
you
pitch
do.
black.
Hey, you guys keep creating liveries so you're not on the track practicing. We're good.
I found the help. The issue was I was doing too many liveries and not on the track. I found the healthy medium.
Okay. All right, that's good. All
So
right. So
got
for GT Sport, dollars per win took first place and fastest lap. I took second place with 15. JDA 407 and the Porsche 911 took third place. Bognet in the Nismo GTR took fourth. Bonnie Sport in the Viper took fifth. Goodwill Hunter in the 4C took sixth. And my man Tie Dye in the AMG 2016 took seventh. I hit him up during the race. He had a rough race. He was kind of spinning out all over the place. I don't think he actually commented he didn't have time to really practice. Plus, with the new settings and everything like that, with the dead tires, Glovis, I know you can relate to that. If you go back to Trial Mountain, when you came back in the 4C with no clue as to the tire wear and sat there for ever trying to get one lap in. So
I could do it.
yeah, and that was very successful in doing so. But yeah. So again, good finishes for everybody. It's as Merck says, it's going to be a long season. It's not the longest season, but
Not the longest.
it's not the longest, but it is a long season. So, are there any tracks you guys are looking forward to? I'm going to say Glovis is Major. Anything else you guys looking for track wise?
High speed ring. Can't wait.
God, no, hell no. God, it's going to suck in this car. Glovis, what track you looking forward to?
I love Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that now. I say that now. We'll
Just
find out if it's true.
just be on the inside of every turn because you get bumped out, you're screwed.
That's the thing is, most tracks have a wall right by the track, especially like if this is an early safety car, and you get pushed off on that, full right hander back onto the main straight. Forget about it. It takes 30 seconds to get back on track.
Dude, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be a tough track. And I know we opened up the car bank so we have newer cars and everything back again, but now we went a track list that is not complementary to what we typically do with full-on tracks that are notorious for what we do. Blue Moon Bay, Big Willow, High Speed Ring. I mean, they're all unique tracks in that regard. I'm looking forward to Le Mans with no chicane in my car, but I'm curious how many laps I'm going to be able to even do in that thing at fifth gear, running at 175 miles an hour. Like I may be able to get like 2 laps. Who knows?
That could be interesting. We'll see. I think that's going to be a problem. Yours is probably a little worse than Glovis and I's cars, but I mean,
Yeah.
we all kind of all three of us have cars that are not the best on gas. So wide open down the Mulsanne is going to definitely drain the tanks pretty quickly.
Yeah, without the chicane.
What's funny about that is when I was putting together the survey for the track list, I remember I put Le Mans in there with no chicane. I didn't mean to put no chicane. And then when I made the track list, I was like, oh, why the hell are we doing it with no chicane? And I think I was so impressed about it. He's like, yeah, that's going to be tough in sixth gear. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? And well, it's a little too late now.
So it's a little too late now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's going to be tough. Yeah, that's a long way away, but yeah, I only have 5 gears. So what are you going to do?
Well, round one is done with, so we move on to round two. In the interim, we do have next weekend, Sunday Cup starts back up with a new season there. We lead off with the Corvette Challenge from 1989, the ZR1. So some of our newer drivers, there's still some slots out there. Go ahead, grab the card, jump in. No modifying required. So, pretty much just grab the proper tires, show up, and you're good to go. So it should be a good time. And Glovis, you're gonna do Sunday Cup, right? You'll be there.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's like, I'm back, baby. Can you do back to back?
I've been thinking about that. I know I want to, but I know there'll be. I timed up what football games I'm going to with Sunday Cup when I travel.
Okay. Okay.
Tough. But I'm the one I'm going to actually visit Billy Bob. So maybe I'll say, hey, by the way, I'm bringing my PlayStation and I'm doing the Sunday Cup here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you should be all right. You should be all right. So, one thing that wasn't mentioned is who's below relegation right now, which is Mercury. Mercury's below relegation.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
just putting that out there. That's all I got.
That's a fact.
But welcome to all our new drivers. It's good to see all our new guys on the track. Don't need time. Coma stays in GR3. And then we got our new guys in Group 4 with Billy Bob and Dr. Sparkle and Larry. So 4 new drivers, and it's good to see what they can do. So good luck to everybody. I'll miss you, but I'm really excited where sport's going to end up because I was not anticipating the battles that we had. So you guys have your fun because we're going to do it over here too. It's going to be good.
Nice. Well, everybody, join us next time after round 2, which we'll be talking about with Big Willow, and see how that comes out, and we'll see where everything goes. And so
we put an over under on incident reports.
and
I'm
Big
calling.
Willow is
Yeah,
going
I'm
to be more
calling
than this
3.
weekend.
I'm
I'll
calling
put
3.
over under 2.5. So wherever
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah,
Over.
I'll call 3 or under for Big Willow.
It'll be at least 3. I mean, if you're talking GT3 and GT4, it'll be
Yeah.
at least 3.
Yeah.
Every bit of it. Yeah. So.
Ugh. GT Sport will run clean. We're good. Don't you guys worry about it.
We'll see everybody next time. Good night.
Cheers. Night.
Good night.